Land ho, Quora sailors! We've got a great live show coming up in New York City, the City of Lights.
It's at August 5th, the Caveat. Go check the description of this to get a ticket link and come to our live show.
And until then...
Quora bye!
Can I sing?
You can do whatever you want.
This is the podcast about asking questions. This is the Oh, no, there's other words. This is awful.
And we're back with another episode of Quorators, the podcast you cannot sing during.
It's against the rules, actually.
You guys kind of entrapped me.
Yeah, we tricked you there.
That's awful.
You would not want to be caught singing on here. Well, we're your regular hosts. This is Alex and Jeremy.
How's it going?
The Bash Brothers.
Yeah, we're the Bash Brothers.
You may remember us from Raw Dogging It last week.
Yeah.
And we're here with a very special guest all the way from TikTok.com and YouTube.com. We have the famous Amber Field, America's comic. Amber, hello.
Hi, I'm Amber Flannery Field. If you can't tell by my voice, I'm a trans woman. I'm on TikTok at America's Comic. I do tour guide material, and also I'm on YouTube. I do video essays. It sounds boring, but this is about whiteness, but like talking about the Kia hamster commercials and how that applies to whiteness.
Sometimes whiteness can be fun.
It can be fun. I love talking about race.
Finally.
I'm obsessed with it. Like it's.
Honey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have a soundboard.
I love it. What else do you have?
Killing spree.
Oh.
There's a moo. There's a heavy delay on the moo. I tried to get rid of it. They wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let you.
They wouldn't let me get rid of the moo.
People
The
said that
moo's
they
very
like the
popular.
boo. That's what they
I
like.
forget what this one is. Oh, right.
Oh. Is that for like the end where like yeah.
I'm going to premiere a new sound that I did tease last week, which is, of course, Godzilla charging up a beam. Don't be scared. It's just a sound.
Do you have any sounds like from 9/11?
From 9/11?
Yeah, that's like my favorite event.
All right.
That's them killing.
That was after 9/11.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
that's them killing the witnesses after they grounded the plane.
it's sad,
that?
but
I
that's
can't
what
say
it's
that.
from. Amber, every week we go on Quora.com, and it's the questions website,
Yeah.
and we're trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what the show is. And we leave a question at the end, and then we check in on that. But before we get into this, have you spent much time on Quora yourself?
I really don't. I don't like the format, and like
Interesting.
Reddit is always better for questions for me because like you just get like the weird condescending directness of Reddit versus like. And like, you know, I think there's a certain part of the internet that you do cringe browsing on, and like Quora doesn't really fill in. Like I just see a lot of people's moms, and like I don't like condescending to like 40. Well, I'm almost 40 now. Like you know, like older
50-year-old.
50-year-old moms, the pathetic.
Not the age you are.
Yeah,
Some
no.
stupid age.
a bunch of losers.
You know what? But I think you'll be surprised by who the denizens of this fine community that we're going to be going around.
They're all
on.
good people.
And only roughly 1/3 of them are Nazis.
This is
really?
a
And
wholesome
sex
podcast. But most of them are cops. And there's
But a lot of them are
crossover
retired
there.
cops who are writing a novel and have seen a ghost and they couldn't shoot it because it was already dead.
Because it was a ghost.
Which I don't think
It
that
was
comes up
already
today.
someone shot by his partner.
One of my friends was like, I was talking about like the idea of like, you guys hear about like abolishing the police and stuff like that? Like,
I've heard
that's
of
like a
it.
thing. And like one of my friends is like, what about like all the rapists and murderers? And I'm like, well, the cops could find some other job to do that.
Spree.
Yeah.
A good joke.
Killing spree.
That's what cops do.
Yeah, no, I hit the button.
Famously.
What else do we want?
Cops so much. Just I go to bed at night like fantasizing about like, why am I telling you this? Like like when you're drifting off, like sometimes they tell you to like design a box in your head or design a house. Like mine is like being a serial killer for officers.
Sure, yeah.
And like how I would do it. And
Do you have like a calling card?
No. People wouldn't know. And like I would make it like it would be like
This is just to maximize killing.
yeah. It would be framed in a way that like just like creates chaos. So like one of them, I'd accidentally leave a bunch of drugs there so that people think this guy, like the head of the union, and then they start like investigating, and it just makes everybody paranoid against everybody. Or like,
oh no!
one of them I'd spray paint the word rat and put the word rat in their mouth. And they can think that he named names, right?
That's like the Joker kind of shit.
And then they turn on each other. So it's kind of like being the Joker,
baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Now we put a question up here, not 25 minutes ago, and we're already getting hits, baby.
Yeah,
that's how good we're fucking getting at Quora.
We put the question: what is the most powerful type of milk you can drink? and
it's not necessarily what you guessed, because we learned whales are very fatty and it tastes like a toothpaste.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't say taste like a toothpaste. It has the consistency of a toothpaste.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's different. But yeah, consistency is so important to me. I can't eat a lasagna. I can't have a lasagna.
Imagine suckling on a whale's teat.
We talked a lot about this.
Yeah.
It's going to take up your whole head. We're talking about a nipple the size of a head.
Yeah, it's like a plunger.
I'm asking to imagine the intimacy.
Sure.
And like,
sorry.
like the
We're
connection.
thinking about the logistics.
Oh. Yeah.
But you're talking about, like, just imagine how sweet it would be to nuzzle up with a nice blue whale.
It's like little, like, water mammal arms. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
the
just
flappers.
like holding you and like gently, and you can't make eye contact, but like you can tell like it's just like looking up. And
Alex,
imagine how romantic
no
that is.
singing.
Yeah.
This is a very intimate moment for Brandon, and I want to live in it.
Alex, the next time he has sex, is going to be like, can you go like...
This is my new bust noise. You know I'm going whale mode.
Oh, God. Okay, sperm whale. All right.
Sperm whale.
We have a bunch of answers to this question that we asked literally like 10 minutes ago. One person says grass-fed A2 milk laced with omega-3 fatty acids. Don't care about
That's
that
so
answer.
specific for the most powerful milk.
Another guy says a mother's milk. Why do humans
why
love
do
drinking
humans
another
love
animal's
drinking
milk,
another
but
animal's
if offered
milk?
a woman's milk, they refuse?
That's big facts. Wait, what's that person's job? Because here's the other thing about Quora is they're going to list their job and usually where they live.
Their full name. So
That's the worst social media.
Yeah, this guy lives in Wales, and he is a chef.
It also says his name is Cogid Cymraeg. He's a Welsh chef, so I don't know if that's like a real name or if he's just like hitting random buttons on there.
He's been answering milk questions all day, though.
Yeah, he's honestly milk pilled.
Oh, he has a milk allergy.
Oh, so this is one wants what one cannot have.
Someone
one wants
asked,
what one cannot
what
have.
color does symbolize milk allergy? And Kogid says, I suffer from milk allergy, and I'm Caucasian, if that helps. Which it does.
It does help.
It certainly does.
Oh, from the mountains. Welcome. All are
anyway.
welcome here in the milk forest.
There's one more answer. Someone from Nepal, Patrick Lee, says, all milk are the same. None are more powerful than another. And powerful is bolded.
Brave.
Thank you for that.
But the answer was obviously the first one, the
Sorry,
fatty
just
acid
kidding. There's
grass
3
milk.
more answers.
When you guys,
How are there more answers?
Sorry, Amber, continue.
when you guys like wrote that question, what
Yeah.
in your head, what does the word powerful mean to you in the context of that question?
Well, the question that we were reading last week was about how if you drank a female blue whale's milk, would you become powerful? So we wanted to know what's the most powerful milk you could drink? What would make you biggest and strongest?
It's also important to leave your Quora questions vague so that more people hop in there to either
Scold you?
scold you, say something unrelated most of the time, or just be mean. Just be like, what kind of fucking question is that? Is a lot of the answers
Here's
you
a
get on these.
question. You suck.
Every time I ask Reddit a question, I never figure out like the right grammar to like appease their ego. So I'll be always like, hey, I'm trying to do this with Photoshop, but like I can't really figure out how to do this with my photo. And then someone just comes in the comments is like, your idea is stupid and you can't edit photos in Photoshop. And I'm like, what?
Damn it.
Yeah, I've gotten so many like confidently wrong, like like just like putting cigarettes in my arm online version of that.
Reddit sucks. I hate Reddit. I feel like every time I post like a joke on Reddit, like I'll post like an article I wrote for Hard Drive.
Yeah.
And the comments are always like, this is so bad, it's almost laughable. And I'm like, it is. Yes, it is laughable. It's a joke.
You laugh.
Reddit is like tiny little kinks that constantly like needed to be like appeased to at all times.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever you post, I think it just like encourages like the person who bitches, first of all. And also it's just like, it's fun to bitch. So it's just this like little needling of like, like you're just being watched like you're being watched by a cop in a bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like, oh, I don't like the color blue. And I'm like, is that a problem? You want me to call the cops? Like, what's going on? I'm bringing up the cops so much today.
Yeah, we got to find some cop questions.
Yeah, actually, there's something very relevant for that coming right up. Also,
should we just do that right away?
Yeah, well, let's do that next. But I have to say the final answer under answers that need improvement, which is a section Quora gives to all of the questions. Somebody said all natural milk.
Yeah.
So the answer to that is all natural milk.
No, that needs improvement.
One of the most powerful kinds of milk.
All right, should we just go right to the police questions?
Let's jump right to it.
And also, I want to preface, like, I make fun of cops a lot.
Sure.
But, like, my dad was a cop, so I know what it's like to be beaten by a police officer. That's true.
I feel like this podcast is going to single-handedly prevent you from the serial killing you're aspiring to do. Because there's a lot on tape.
Since I started transitioning, because like I'm white, I have the privilege. I just started mean bugging like every cop I walk past in the subway, because like I know my whole family are cops, and like they're the most insecure people in the world. So like, especially like after George Floyd, like I don't know who were the ones that were like doing the stuff that the cops during George Floyd were doing right in front of us. So like, you know, it's always like just want to like stare these people down, like just like. You know, in the way that people stare me down all the time, and just like kind of messes with your brain. Like I'm just like giving the cops the eye. Like one of my favorites. Sorry about that. I just like I always wanted to talk about this. It's just like Columbus Circle's in New York. So like there's just like this like wide open area, and I'm walking like 100 feet to go to an eyeglass store, and there are two cops right at the door, and I was just staring at one cop the entire time for like 100-yard walk, and then like I'm like right next to him with his face right next to me. I'm looking right there, and I could see him like looking at me over the corner of my eye. I'm like, I won that one. It's a game.
Yeah, just
like,
send that energy back at him.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You won that. We had a friend of the show, Ben Wasserman, on a few weeks ago, and he's really aggro at cops, which is like, okay, I support, but also like the level of conflict it brews on a personal level is like really hard to be relaxed around. We'll go to this bar that's like across from a precinct, and he's like yelling at people booking across the street the whole time, and I'm like, they all have guns. We don't. I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, but they disarm and then like, or they shoot at you. That's paperwork.
That's paperwork.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't actually think I'm going to get shot, but it is just like, you know, I could just get beat up a little bit. I mean, that could realistically happen.
I just hate cops so much, and it's just like they need to know that, like they know
the public disapproval does serve a function. I feel like.
And it's just like, it's just so weird because like it's just like they're a tall wall made out of thin material. Like they're like tough.
Yeah.
Like look how like invincible they act, which I think like. Anyone who acts invincible is, I think, belying like, oh, that's a deeply insecure person. So I think like,
you hear that? The Rock.
I could defeat The Rock easily.
It would be easy. You would simply have to remove one brick at a time.
Yeah,
his fortress. Let's get into these questions though.
Yes.
These are you'll be interested.
I do like
these are
that.
all.
We asked, have you been on Quora, and we ended up with, I'm having dreams of being a serial killer of cops.
This is of course our section 5 quo.
And this is a fake police sound.
This is
so
not a real police sound. If you're driving, it's not a real car. Do not pull over.
Drive
and if there is one, also don't pull over. We told you not to.
Also, like make jittery motions and like reach for. It's like
just keep reaching.
Yeah, reach for your glove compartment and say, "I'm gonna get my gun."
Yeah,
Jack Reacher style.
Ooh,
I'm gonna get my gum.
I said gum. Everyone's so mad at me.
All right,
cancel culture's out of control with these cops.
Here's a question from Quora. Can you be a police officer and be an avid bodybuilder too? Or is it too grueling to balance the bodybuilding lifestyle with a high-stress job as a cop?
This is one of the great questions of our time.
Can you be a police officer and an avid bodybuilder too?
Can you be a big, strong cop?
It's not allowed, right? I know that if you're too smart, they literally will not let you be a cop, right?
Yeah,
they give you a test.
Yeah, if you seem like you're going to be like the Death Note guy, they won't allow you to have the power.
On the police test, they ask if you have a notebook where you could write anyone's name and kill them.
If masterminds are not welcome in this precinct. As someone who has once had a Planet Fitness membership, I can tell you there are some very strong policemen out there.
Sure.
And they're really using the equipment for just like the entire time you want it.
Yeah. I think, they probably do let you be super fit. I'm sure that's allowed.
It's kind of like a diminishing returns thing. There's really no reason to ever be as strong as a bodybuilder is, except for like pure hubris.
Because bodybuilding is just like, it's like aesthetic, right?
Yeah, well, it's about defying God.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is it called Pumping Iron?
Pumping
it's on YouTube.
Iron.
No, it's Twins.
Yes, it's called Twins.
Oh, I misspoke.
Yeah. It's pronounced Twins.
There's that great scene in it where he talks about how for him working out is like coming. Have you guys seen this?
Yes,
I've seen the clip.
When he said it feels like I come. Oh, you should see the film. It's very
It's
important.
on YouTube. It's on...
Have you seen the Long Goodbye?
No, I don't think I have.
It's like a detective film.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
like really, really young Schwarzenegger where he's just an extra in it. And they just bring a bunch of thugs into the room and he's just standing in the back shirtless or something. It's a great look. Yeah.
That's so funny to be like, yeah, we need extras. No one who looks normal. Not like anybody who looks like a human being, just freaks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ian Miller, who's a police officer in L.A., so I'm sure he's a great guy. He wrote,
A
I'm
hero.
a cop who works out avidly, though I don't compete. I still like to stay around 275 to 280 pounds at 6'5". Though the job is stressful, I find one of the best stress management tools is working out and staying in shape. I've been avidly working out since my time in the Marine Corps, and find it helps make me a better officer rather than drinking alcohol to blow off steam. I just work out. It's a great way to make friends, blah, 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 blah. And then he has a photo of himself, and he's like super jacked.
He's incredibly strong, and he does that instead of drinking alcohol, like the
Wow.
guy from The Wire.
Yeah, that's true. He's much
kind of
better
the
than
opposite of
McNulty.
McNulty from The Wire. And
see
he's
this photo of
incredibly
this man.
strong.
Wow. Good for him. Good for him.
That was worth the turn, I think.
So he's got a big muscle body.
Leave that in.
So my dad is a cop.
Is he
and
jacked?
He was in the police Olympics. They have like the Olympics for police, and he got
That's
a gold medal in.
Congratulations. It's a
can't remember what
shame
it
that
was.
they destroyed the city of whoever gets the police Olympics that year.
Yeah, that's what they get off the podium and they shoot a dog for the gold.
What did he get a medal in?
Basketball.
Nice.
That's one of the cooler ones at the police Olympics.
Yeah, that is.
As I understand.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I know a guy who got a gold in snowboarding at the police Olympics. But
Wow.
Really?
He was arrested immediately after.
That'd be like the coolest guy. Hey kids, anyone know where any drugs are?
They all the posts are immediately saying Ronnie Coleman, who it's like, I guess is a cop, and isn't that guy?
Hey kids, I love shredding snow, but I want to shred a different type of snow.
you have to tell
Is
me if
this
you're
not
a
the guy who
snowboarder.
got killed by his wife and was like a crazy abuser?
Ronnie Coleman?
I don't know.
There was like a Netflix documentary.
Can I look
That
him
might
up?
have been a different a giant bodybuilding band. That's entirely
Ronnie
possible.
Coleman.
I only watch Pluto TV.
Ronnie Coleman is still alive.
Oh, well, that's not him then.
He's a Mr. Olympia title winner 8 consecutive years. He's considered the greatest bodybuilder of all time,
Wow.
or one of two alongside Arnold.
or one
I
of
got-
the least productive cops.
I got a Mr. Universe story. I had a friend in community college. Like, you ever have those like degenerate drunk friends who are just like,
Sure,
like, especially
yeah.
like when you're like 19 or whatever.
Yeah, still.
And I wasn't there. This is how people told me the story. But like, they went to a party of the girlfriend of Mr. Universe that year. And this guy, he's cool until he starts drinking, and then he was just a fucking nightmare. Oh
my God.
And he gets like super blasted. And the girlfriend says, like, you do one more thing and then you're out of this house. And he just goes like, shut up, you dumb bitch. Can I cuss on here? Or no? I don't know.
dude.
Yeah. He's like, shut up, you dumb bitch. And so they throw her out.
Just serial killer conversation. We draw the line.
You can just
at
threaten to
first.
kill our nation's finest.
They throw him out and just like close the door behind him. And then like 2 hours later, he like opens up the window and climbs through the window and is back at the party. And he said, she came up to him and was like, I thought I threw you out. He's like, I don't care what you think, you dumb bitch. And then Mr. Universe heard him. So I took him by the like
my
neck
God.
and the belt and just like opened the door and just threw him out like a cowboy.
He
in a
did the
saloon.
Looney Tunes thing.
Yeah,
That's
he threw him
awesome.
out
The
in a
big
way.
strong dog
Yeah.
from Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah, I'm glad. I couldn't figure out which one it was though. So
That's
That's
a great
awesome.
bouncer to have,
Yeah.
Mr. Universe.
And
Mr.
that was
Universe.
Ronnie Coleman.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry I got that guy from the documentary wrong. I'm trying my best. I don't know bodybuilders as well as I could.
If it's like me with podcasts, every time someone gets something factually wrong, I get so angry.
People get pissed.
Well, our like fix for that is that Alex and I are so dumb. We get so many things wrong
we
that
get
those people
so
are long
few
gone.
things right that it really has just weeded out the particulars. Amber, I'm going to tell you to watch your hand because it's the only thing in front of that camera.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I've done that a couple of times. I apologize.
I'm staying in front of it because this happens pretty regularly.
All right, let's
I
hear
think
another one
part of that
these.
frustration comes from like podcasts are basically like surrogate friends.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you just put it
absolutely.
on. So like if you're in a group and you're at it belies like how you're not actually part of the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, what's that one movie? Harrison Ford and he's like wearing that hat. You know what I'm talking
Indiana
about?
Jones.
Yeah, or like you don't get it right, and you guys like talk about it for like 3 hours. They're like, you're just yelling like Indiana Jones,
Star Wars?
Yeah.
I thought you were referencing a different thing, and I thought I was being silly by saying
that's okay.
Indiana Jones, but you were gonna be like the fugitive.
No, you were doing the thing that from the
understand.
podcast he was referencing.
Indiana Jones.
Well, this is a better police question. It's more nuanced. And
Okay.
you were never a lawyer of any kind for civil. What was Drew last week?
like a
Drew
public
Morgan?
defender.
Yeah, if Drew was like a public defender
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
We asked a question about prison, and he got real sad. But that won't happen now.
Is he back in New York?
No,
we
he's
zoomed him.
Although he's visiting soon. Look out for
That's
Drew.
good.
What happens when a person with a fake leg goes to prison? I like this one. It sounds like the beginning of a riddle.
I think nothing, right?
Can you hide things in your fake
Oh,
leg?
that's interesting.
Can you use it as a weapon in the yard? Can you stomp the yard with that of a fake leg?
So people are upset about this question. One guy says they have a fake leg in prison, moron. And then someone else says,
Hey.
a fake leg? Who has fake legs? Which is just
Who has
That's
fake
a-
legs?
someone who's just
Dumb question.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people do.
Yeah, somebody who's clearly never met a pirate.
Unless they're being like very pedantic, where they're like, they're real legs.
They're real
They're
wooden
just not,
legs.
Yeah, they're
And
not.
they're in the shape
bio.
of a peg.
And then this answer says their leg gets confiscated and a new fake leg issued. Maybe you'll be hopping around for your stay. So this person doesn't even know. They're just
you-
like, I don't fucking know.
Also, you just assume the person writing the question
Her
is like,
name
by the way,
is
I have a fake leg and I'm
Daniel
going to jail tomorrow.
Demers. She's single, white, highly educated female with 5 college degrees.
She's also
Ew.
a retired tactical analyst and warfare development specialist.
Wait, seriously?
That's what
Yeah.
it says.
I don't like this lady.
No.
What do you mean?
She's very girl bossy.
She knows how to wage war.
I don't trust anyone who has like 1 degree.
Yeah, well, because they could outsmart you with their tactics
know.
that they've developed on the battlefield.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Do they have any other good questions?
Let's
That's it
not
for
play
Daniel
that girl in
Demers.
Circuito.
that's all the answers. Basically, I guess maybe they'll confiscate it. Maybe not.
Yeah, but the point is just don't ask this question because people do not like it.
People are very upset if you want to know what happens if you have a fake leg in prison.
Fake legs are a hot button issue in society right now. We simply cannot talk
All
about
right, should I
them.
go to the next, the final police question?
Yeah,
we
I think
have?
the last one's good.
All right.
I had originally saved this for the end, so it must be a hot one.
I hope so. What would you do if a neighbor used your swimming pool while you weren't home and without permission?
Okay, so in this scenario, I have a swimming pool, and I think that rocks.
Yeah. If a neighbor used my swimming pool when I wasn't home,
You know what I see is like the guy who wrote this is like went to his backyard, saw evidence
Yeah.
that it was there. It's like just like writes it angrily, just like eyeing his gun.
I must go to Quora.com.
Yeah.
Before we
Find
read
the
any
answer.
of these, a bunch of them are going to be like, kill those kids. You're well within your rights.
You're
to
assuming
take
they're
life.
children, too. They could be adults.
They're swimming around in there.
That's
and
your
it's
water.
yours.
I remember I went the trans subreddits are awful. I try not to make things about my thing,
Sure.
but like they're awful and they're just like have no vision of a world where there's hope. It's disgusting. And like one of the Ask Trans subreddits was like, all this scary stuff happening out there. Is there anything that we as trans people can do? And instead of saying like collective action or
Sure.
like standing up for ourselves or just like direct action, just line after line of like buy a gun, buy a gun, buy a gun, buy, because that's kind of like a Reddit thing. And like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it just like also is such an immediate relief of a solution. It's kind of like how that weird like it's easier to picture our solutions a pull of a trigger than a bunch of us getting together and trying to like build consensus over what to do about homeless people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I think like it's weird where like that, like harshly defending your property is like such like a weird, it's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
with these
yeah,
people.
absolutely.
Like, I think everyone here can guess what the next couple of answers are going to be. You know what I mean? And it's just like among them, many of them are like called the cops over like something that's like an
swimming
etiquette
at a
thing.
pool.
Yeah.
Don't swim in my
He has to return the
pool.
water that was on his body as he got out, you know?
Hey, return your good time.
Yeah.
That was for me.
Yeah, whenever people have that advice where it's like, what do we do as like the climate gets worse and all that stuff? It's like, just get a gun. I'm like, I just end up shooting myself in like 2 months when that happens.
And for like trans people, it's like we have like high rates of suicidality and we have like huge rates of domestic violence.
Yeah.
Like, and like, also, it's just like, oh, your solution is me getting a new expensive hobby that like makes me feel like mask. I mean, some people feel butch over that shit, but just like, ew. Also, like, I don't know. I'm a Quaker. I'm gonna have to be a pacifist. I'm just like, it's good to have God as an excuse for stuff sometimes. You know, like,
Right.
yeah. Also, like last thing on that. Sorry about that. Was just like my dad killed a person, right? And like I saw, like I made that joke about like I know what it's like to be beaten by a police officer, and I think like partly the job created that out of him. Like what he would do to his community is a reflection of what he would do to a home. But also like I did prison abolition work, and I talked to this one guy who got home. Like he served his time after taking another person's life. Like he served decades, and he made a point that I don't know if y'all knew this, but the lowest recidivism rate of all prisoners are the lowest rate of like never repeating a crime again is murder and sexual assault.
Really?
Because like murder, you know what it's called. Like we have a word for somebody who commits multiple murders. It's a
Right.
serial killer, and that's a rare thing.
Yeah.
Or a spree killer. And like he made a point that like inside a prison, the people who usually murder people oftentimes are like the best mentors because quote, they're in touch of a level of humanity that not a lot of other people get. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They like understanding like the immediacy of like taking a human life and then not processing it in a safe way leads to like cops or like, you know, like that's why kind of like I am nonviolent and I am pacifist because like I think anytime you do violent, you have to take into a lot of consideration the act of violence because if you do it upon people, it always happens back at yourself. Like it's a mere shot.
But
you know?
Amber,
Yeah.
what if a neighbor used your swimming pool while you weren't home and without permission?
Then I'd fucking kill him.
Oh, this is kind of the
That
rub
is your
here.
water.
Yeah.
You,
Wait, so
you
did
don't
your-
know until you're tested.
If you don't mind me asking, did your dad kill someone as a police officer?
Yeah. No, it wasn't a hobby.
Or just like,
No, that was purely personal.
He was a serial killer killing a bunch of cops. Yeah.
He takes the badge off before he does it.
As I know the story, it was on top of a Kmart.
okay.
That's all I like. You know,
USA.
you ever hear about those like how veterans only tell the funny stories? You know what I mean? Like kind of thing of just like it's just like
Sure.
a family thing we don't talk about. So like
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but like he'd have that gun just dangling off his thing, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still warm.
Oh no. All right, let's read some of these answers.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
But if you have to take life, try Kmart.
We are very pro tangent on this podcast.
Okay, so there's some
Oh,
pictures
Tangent,
of a
the
pool and
new
a
social
dog.
media app that's
Yes.
replacing Twitter.
Yeah. Where you can steal drill tweets and then everyone talks about them.
I saw that
Okay.
on twitter.com.
Yes.
Everybody check out twitter.com.
I love having a thought. And I'm like, I should post this across 7 websites now, I guess.
Man, like Twitter's like where one of the places like where you're like really excel with, and it just
Me?
kind of right. And then,
Yeah.
and it kept,
I like Twitter. It used to be fun.
yeah. When did it stop being fun?
I think it stopped being fun when they made it so that if you have a check mark, a blue check mark, you
Yeah.
get comment priority.
Yeah.
Because the fun of Twitter used to be like it was a zoo for bad opinions, and you'd see like a terrible take where someone was like, if you date a short person, you're a pedophile. And then everyone would be like, you're the dumbest person alive. And now all the comments are from people who paid for Twitter.
Yeah.
So all the top comments you see on any bad post are just like, good post, dog.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Also, like one of my favorite Twitter things is the ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Sure.
Yeah, and like I think that one
Daniel
gets
Craig.
like
Love him.
what the internet gets right, which is like dog piles can be good.
Yeah.
And on the weekend posts, it would be a bunch of people just celebrating and creating like sub memes of sub memes of sub memes. Like there's like a video someone would post of like a PA on set of the Weekend music video saying like, ladies and gentlemen, the Weekend. And then there's also Margot Robbie saying the same thing on Saturday Night Live. There's like a GIF of like every week it would have this like a GIF of from Downton Abbey, a lady saying like, what is the Weekend? And it's like everybody's like celebrating, enjoying together. Or like I remember like one time like Gillian Anderson said something, and underneath the comment, someone said the horniest thing. It was like, Gillian Anderson, I smack my meat. I'm 68 years old. I smack my meat to you every day. And everybody's like just saying like horny police to him right underneath it. It's just like, sometimes there's this great celebration.
Yeah.
But now like these guys are cutting in line and you're not really seeing like this like organic celebration anymore.
No,
like
it's
they
bangers.
get served the punch before everybody else does. And like, it's just like, it's such a, and also like Elon Musk's, like, did you read some of like the court documents? Like Elon Musk had this plan going in. He kind of made it up on the fly. He's just like, I think the advertising model is flawed. I think that the best way to make money is this like insane make myself feel important plan. And so it's like, I was like watching like his like bad idea just be implemented one by one. And just like, he's not fascinating. He's just very boring, but he just demands all the attention. And it's just like,
He is a true psycho.
yeah.
I will say you've said a lot of hot takes on this podcast so far, but the only one I've disagreed with is calling a GIF.
Oh, GIF.
I always say
GIF.
GIF. I'm a
GIF.
GIF man.
GIF.
I like on Twitter when you know that smell crazy in there.
Say what?
Well, it's a picture of anything, and then it says, you know, it smell crazy in there. Excuse me.
Sorry.
I have Quora-rated.
You've Quora-rated. I apologize. Go read these.
First, there was one of the top ones is that you can get essentially a fence for your pool in case they hopped your
True.
pool fence. Then you put a fence in the pool, and then how are they going to swim in the pool when they can't get through the pool?
Like it's a
fence?
horizontal
What
fence.
happens if the fence starts swimming?
It's always swimming.
So
it's
like
in the water.
It's like chains over the fucking water.
Yeah, it's like a fortress wall for your pool.
That's so dark.
Yeah, it's like I can't trust anyone, and I own water at my house. And then it's like also get a dog that kills, and so that's one of the answers.
What is being taken away from this guy?
His water.
the splash?
Yeah, it's just like if he never found out, it won't affect his entire life.
No.
Do you think pools can only hold so many good times?
When you buy a pool, there's a set limit of fun you can have in it.
That sounds like a poem,
Yeah,
like a really bad one. You should be embarrassed. You should go back to poetry school.
How many laughs are in a pool? This is by.
Also, wait. Also, is this above ground or below ground? We don't know.
That's a good question.
But like, I think that changes.
We're
the stakes.
assuming below ground, right?
Yeah.
Because those are the good ones, right?
Yeah.
yeah, those are the good ones.
I mean, we're not. We're talking about a nice pool, right?
Oh yeah, at Alex's hypothetical house.
If it's at my hypothetical house, if you've gotten past the gators, have fun. Okay. This is a response from Diana, who lives in Oregon since 1962. Well, first time I yelled at kids, and it was very loud, as a few of my neighbors heard me. Well, parents came over, and I told them to keep their brats off my property.
I hate this woman.
Next time I'll go lock them in and call police and press charges. Well, we were
Wow.
gone, and they cut the lock on my fence, and kids in my pool but a neighbor asked to borrow my truck, so kids' parents thought I was gone. Well, I called cops, and I put 4 heavy planters at gate. So kids couldn't get out when cops showed up.
Why is she making this a nightmare for herself?
I like that they're like they're. It's a game for them now. Can you get in this pool?
Also, I see her getting angry. She's having a post-traumatic stress thing. She's like reliving this as she's writing
Good.
it. We don't need any of this information.
Oh wait, you have
Like,
to keep reading.
You know,
this.
when
Yeah,
you're
sorry, keep going. Sorry,
when
sorry.
you're
Because it
in
gets
jail,
worse.
by the way,
Yeah.
you do not want pool swimming on your rap sheet because those guys have the hardest
Yeah.
time.
Well, have you said that
That's
yet?
the third lowest recidivism rate is full offenders.
If you done went swimming
Yeah.
at the wrong hole.
Yeah.
Well, 2 kids aged 17 and 18 got taken to jail, and the other 3 under 10 got taken by protective services. Reason they got taken away, mom and dad were not home, and they told cops mom and dad opened gate and said it was okay till I got home. Older 2 charged with breaking into my pool and drinking beer and had cigarettes, but not from my property. Kids didn't know I was home till cops arrived.
Wow.
And
that's a
upvote for you,
shitty
sir.
person. Like that's a genuinely like
Let me see this.
these kids went into like the system because of her pool.
None of this is real.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
There's
a good
no
point.
way
Oh,
that
it's
the
her
cops are
fantasy.
putting two people in jail. They're like, we're going to send these kids to jail, ma'am. And they're like, all right, just get the fuck out of here.
I don't think that they went to. I don't think
Pool
they.
crime.
You never splash even once. Hello.
What
footsie.
you gonna do?
I don't think that the older ones went to jail, but I do believe like it was probably a bitch to get those kids back from Child Protection Services after that whole exchange. Yeah. Also, a good chance it's a lie.
Good. I hope so.
People do be lying on here quite like half
I just
the
want to read
time.
more of this woman's answer. Someone said, can someone put a microphone in your house and not get in trouble? Diana says, you find a microphone or camera in your house and it's time to really have tons of fun with them. Camera cover it after turning lights out, then get a super X-rated movie or worse than Chainsaw Massacre movie and let camera film it over and over. Keep it going for days till they come back and asking for camera back or they come looking for it. If it's a mic, put on porn and let them listen to it or a good crime show or record kids screaming and play that over and over for Mike. Thanks, Diana.
This woman has both a very large and limited imagination.
Yes.
A lot of volume, not a lot of substance.
Probably like a porn or crime show. Yeah, I left my camera over here. Have you been playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre on loop for 72 hours?
All of her answers are like in my head. I'm listening to them like it's Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3, where she's like, put a crime show on, put porn on the microphone.
You know what? My favorite Philip Seymour. I can't do it. I wish I could. Have you ever seen Sydney or Heart 8?
No.
Oh, you have to. There's like a scene where Philip Baker Hall, he's like a old gambling pro. Like he's like a professional gambler and he hits his rock bottom and he's at the craps table and like it's just Philip Seymour Hoffman's playing like just like the most like skeevy kind of fratty and like he's like just like keep on talking up Phil Baker Hall is like, all right, we're gonna roll these bones. We're gonna roll these bones. Woo! Woo! What you gonna do, my old man? It's like weirdly like that weird masculine just aggression that always like turns back at itself. You know what I mean? It's just like I got harassed in the subway a while back and like he started yelling at me shit you hear online of like you're not like I've never gotten harassment. Like I've gotten harassed all the time, but I never gotten people say like you'll never be a real woman. I'm like,
sure.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah.
So like I always like
That's weird outside of the internet.
It's so weird. And like
in New York.
and like I end up clapping back at the guy. I go like you don't say that. And like part of my thing I do is like I draw a crowd so that way like I'm safe and like use shame. And then like one of the lines I throw out is like, you're insecure. It goes like, yeah, I'm insecure. I'm like, yeah, say that about yourself. Say that about yourself over and over. And then he just like gets like all glassy eyed.
Oh, no.
And then he starts like looking out of the distance and he's like, yeah, he refuses to look at me.
Oh my God.
He goes like, yeah, I'm insecure. I'm insecure.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm insecure. And then like thank God this like cis woman like kind of like was clapping back at her. She's like, oh, I gotta be an ally. I'm like yeah. And then like so then it gave him a chance to not focus on me anymore. And by then I'm like, I ran out of like performance. Like
now you just have to like Robin Williams him in Good Will Hunting.
And she was like coming up to him and clapping at him. And he goes like, no, it's like, you don't get about these trans people. Here, let me show you. And he gets out his phone and he gets on his Facebook and starts scrolling at it. And like he shows her this video and she goes like, what am I looking at? So it went from this like heightened situation of like everyone looking at us in the subway to the most awkward thing in the world, which is somebody showing you a video on your phone.
I can't find
hold
it.
on, wait. Please don't destroy. It has a really funny sketch.
It's like, it says, we're coming for your kids. Don't you get it? And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. And like by then my train arrived. And then like I try to get one in. I'm really good at this shit, like clapping back.
Sure.
But like you're not gonna 100% it 100% of the time. So like I just like, yeah, we're coming for our kids. Oh wait, shit, my subway's here. I hopped on the subway. It was amazing. I love it. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you have Austin Powers?
We do.
We do. Are we playing the segment this time? Oh,
No,
sorry,
we
wrong
don't.
board. Wrong board.
Nope.
I know it's a pink button.
Oh, but you don't have him saying like, yeah, baby?
No, we
No,
just have
I
this.
never thought to get
You
that.
should have him say like, do I make you horny, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
baby
could have
has
one
never come up.
page of just Austin Powers.
Oh,
He had
behave.
so many catchphrases.
It says,
That
"Oh,
dude looks like a
behave."
woman. What was it? That man is a lady, like me.
Sure.
The thing is, oftentimes on Quora, people need to behave and they need to be reminded to do it.
This woman, she
Many
seems a
things
little
are groovy.
horny.
Behave.
Do you think she's sapphic?
What a clever man that is.
Where's another one to
Austin
go to here?
Powers.
Let's do philosophy next.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like No. So here on Quillosophy, we tackle the hardest questions there are, the great questions of time, and like things that are like, what the hell? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so this is, I didn't know where to put this.
No, this is a philosophy question for sure.
Thank you, Jared.
This is the modern
backing me
Plato. You're welcome.
I mean, you guys are comedians, and comedians are
That's
the modern day
true.
philosophers
And
because
thank you for saying that.
many of them fuck teenagers.
Hey, dirty dogs got to go back to the pound.
Yeah.
Anyway, the question is, how do
Chris
you...
D'Elia is the modern day philosopher. Or sorry,
Yeah.
please, Alex.
That's a good.
He's the only one who can read rap lyrics.
It's imagine, you know, like I talked to like during COVID, like I was still like stutter steps and thunder toes and like doing comedy, but like I'm not doing it anymore.
Sure, yeah.
And like,
Who is?
I was like just talking to people in community, like in like a proto organizing sense of just like, why don't we just talk about the problems of community? Because I think like comedy, for better or for worse, is kind of a community. And like I was talking to like a couple of women about like Me Too, and they kind of made a good point about like Me Too is kind of weird because it's just like now we know who all the problem people are, but there's no accountability. So
Yeah,
now you
nothing
just
has
share
changed.
green rooms with them. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's like, I'm not cynical. I'm happy that shit happened, but it's just also like, I kind of question like, where do you go? It's like, you're a rapist. And the guy's like, no. And it's like, hey, well, here's the receipts. And like, everyone's like, oh yeah, that guy's a rapist.
I'm over that
Yeah.
now.
Anyways, I'm going to go back over there. You know what I mean? I'm going to get on that stage and be like,
I
the
stopped doing
worst.
that because everyone yelled at me.
Yeah. Stop raping. And then he's like, did you know that rapists have the second lowest recidivism rate?
They kind of get humanity more than other people. Them and murderers.
Yeah.
Anyway, this Quora is, how do you tell someone their name is wrong?
People used to tell my dad his name is wrong all the time.
What's your
My
dad's
dad's name is Jed, and very often people will be like, Jay? And he's like, no.
I grew up near a Jed, so I recognize Jed. If I heard like, oh, I'm Greb or something, I'd be like, no, your name is wrong. It's Greg.
People think my dad's name is Jeb or Jay a lot.
What is your dad's name, an acronym or is it Jedediah?
No, just Jed.
See,
Is
the
it short
thing
for
is-
something?
Just Jed.
He could be Big J. He could
J.E.D..
be Big J. He could be J Money.
J Dog?
I'm J Money.
Well, you could decide with. Please, J
He
Money
has
is
a
my
ring.
father.
He has a ring that says JK on it, and he could gift it to me. if
And
he
that's why
wanted.
you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Because you love jokes so
We would
much.
just joke all the time.
I was gonna say he loves Harry Potter.
Where do you get your humor from?
My dad often tries to tell me that he's funnier than I am.
Is he like funny?
I think he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. See, the thing is, the conflict in the house is what breeds it.
Yeah,
the
it's true.
Who's gonna wear the hat? Who's gonna wear the man's hat of the home?
We
Who's
all
gonna
just
wear the
bully
father's
my
hat?
mom.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
you two go too far.
My
We do. She gets upset.
My cousin was visiting and like we were just like ripping each other apart the whole time. I know this is a family dynamic that's like with y'all, but like, yeah, we're just like ripping each other apart the whole time. And then like a stranger sees us. I'm like my roommate was like, you say that to your cousin? Like that's horrible. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It just is how it is.
We're pretty mean in my
My
family.
family like yells a lot, but not
Yeah?
like in a funny way. Like in a like, I asked you to do the dishes and now we're screaming for no reason kind of thing.
We always just make fun of my mom. I always make fun of my mom for falling asleep while watching The Matrix one time, and she gets really mad. She's like, I'd already seen it.
Caught in 4K. Caught in 4K.
Like all the time, I'll just be like, yeah, well, you fall asleep watching The Matrix when I was like
so
5.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's adorable. I love that.
Those are the kind of jokes we say to my mom when we bully her.
my old ball and chain. She fell asleep at the Avengers in the
I call
movie
my mom the
theater.
old ball and chain. We have a disturbing
I
relationship.
met my wife, who was literally behind that wall, which I'm
okay.
pointing back there.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
yeah, she fell asleep at the Avengers in a movie theater, which is just impressive based on like how loud a room can get.
I had to watch Morbius for a podcast, and my wife came with me and went to sleep. Like she didn't. She was like, "I'll go, but I'm gonna go to sleep."
Does Morbius? I haven't seen Morbius. Does he access you through the dreams?
No.
No, sorry, it wasn't tied in.
Morbius's
canonically.
thing is that he's a science vampire. It's like, you know how vampires are fun because they're like gothic and evil. He just does science to himself to become a vampire.
He has like those signs in front of his house.
So like
in
every
this
other
house-
Spider-Man villain.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he's invented a type of artificial blood that he can drink, but it's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
No.
So then, whose blood does he drink?
He's gonna start drinking real blood.
How do I tell him his name is a fake name?
Morbius?
Yeah, how do
think
I
it's a
tell
real
Morbius his name
Well,
is
you wouldn't
wrong?
say it to him.
Well, I would say it to him. I got no filter. I'm from Boston.
Morbius was a hot moment in meme culture. I
Yeah,
felt like there was like a
it's
couple
true.
like I don't know what it was. It was like right around when Elon bought Twitter.
Right.
And I don't know what about it. It also was like,
I think it just sounds fake. It just sounds like a not
Yeah.
real thing because everyone's like, "Oh, cool, Morbius, the living
Yeah.
vampire's coming out."
it's
And
also
we're
a
all supposed to
dog
know what it
pile.
is.
Everyone's like enjoying shitting on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like enjoying like making up a fiction among ourselves. It's like when
Well,
you're
it
like,
made more $1 billion.
That's why it was named more $1 billion. Oh, but you know what? The thing is, I didn't enjoy the memes that much, but I do very much enjoy the fact that
the
they
film, which is very good.
They convinced the movie
Yes.
executives to put it back in theaters.
so
It
wait,
made
Alex,
like $20.
Alex, are you telling me that the ends justify the memes?
Oh, there you go.
I am saying,
And that's
that.
the name of the Amber's new show
That's
on
what
YouTube.
this whole thing was about. I guess at the end of the day, that's what the whole thing. What are people saying about this name question? Am I wrong for wanting to know the name question?
People
I
are just
forgot the name
confused.
question.
The question is, how do you tell someone their name is wrong?
That is very philosophical because it's like a broken concept.
Your name is wrong.
Like if my name was like Elex or something.
I think all names are beautiful. They're the first poem a parent wrote for their
Names
child.
can be wrong.
No.
Wrong and broken.
Everyone's
Twisted
just
tools of the
confused.
devil and Morning Star.
People are just like, what do you mean?
Oh, I know what we were gonna do.
And then a lot
I
of
know
people
what
are
we're doing
giving
next.
examples. Like one guy says, for 60 years, my surname has always been Sean. And it's like, all right, well, no one cares,
Sean.
dude.
I'm Mr. Sean.
Sounds like your name is incorrect.
I am Sean.
Someone says, you don't. What are you, the name police?
Oh,
Police.
you are not
That's the theme for
recovered
today.
from that one. God damn.
Do
Name
the sirens. Do the sirens.
They're on a different tab.
This is not real.
Oh.
You're not being
It's
pulled
not-
over.
it's-
If you are
it's
listening
a-
to the podcast while driving to work, this is fake.
We're just playing around.
We're
right
just
now.
fucking
It's-
around.
We're just fucking around. I like attention.
But you feel that tension you still feel when as soon as you hear the sirens because
Yeah.
like you were
Yeah.
conditioned to feel that way because they have authority over us. So it's your job to undermine it and disrespect it.
Until Amber kills them all.
honey.
I can't find anything about.
we-
That's interesting. here.
I've
What's up?
decided it's time to move on because
please.
now Amber is a knowledgeable guest and her mind covers many topics, but few guests are prepared for this next segment, which is of course forbidden fruit.
Which is our religion segment, and we've already used this one, but that's okay.
But it is kind of the best one for this situation, isn't it? Oh wait, no, there's another good philosophy. We'll come back to those. Thank God it's the same sound.
Can you guys do a podcast pivot and become like a soundboard show?
We already have.
already there,
We're
man.
way ahead of you.
We're way ahead
This
of
is just like morning zoo.
That's enough.
you. Get it.
All you
Get
need
it.
is just like one person to pretend not to get things. Yeah.
What? Yeah. Or we had different styles on that.
Okay.
So these are important religious texts, and kind of it gets to the ethos of what is the seed of Adam. And this question is, was Jesus Christ a cool guy by today's definition?
Is Jesus Christ a
Do you
cool
think Jesus
guy?
Christ is a cool guy, Amber?
Oh God, I'm gonna answer sincerely.
You
I
think
don't
Jesus
know.
Christ is a cool guy?
I mean, like, what is cool?
I'm talking.
That's true.
We're talking like Bobby De Niro.
Would Jesus Christ respect women?
Would he wear like sunglasses?
Ooh.
I, you know, like when I talk with kids, because that's my
Bart
job.
Simpson.
I think there's like two types of cool. I think there's like aloof hipster cool,
Uh-huh.
and then there's like surfer cool.
Sure.
And like aloof hipster cool is like cliquey person who's about being exclusive, so everybody desperately wants their thing, and like that's like a unsustainable social group. It's usually like one person in the middle who's like pretty chill, and then everyone around them is the guard dog, right? And like it just drives everyone insane.
That's
And
Alex for us.
The other one is like surfer cool, who's just like really, really relaxed in themselves. That makes everybody else relax and has like long hair and just is like really accommodating and has a job like getting people kittens. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And then
That's an interesting take on Surfer Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't heard for it. As a kitten getting job.
yeah, it's like, hey, what's up? Yeah. One of these kids like
I got a little box of these. I don't know what to do with them.
so this punk show I run at my church. I don't know if this is, I can name his name. This kid Isaac, just like long hair, and he's just like his head's always like bobbing like this
Sure.
because he's always like agreeing with like the vibes of what's happening, and he's just
Mahalo.
like the guy who shows up because like these kids need something at all times, and so he always shows up with his fucking cube truck and be all like, "Oh yeah, I got you like 5 guitars. You guys need guitars, right? We didn't even ask for them. Thank you," and stuff like that. It was like really, I like that kid.
So do you think if Jesus Christ was around today, he'd be like Isaac?
He'd be like Isaac or Bart Simpson.
He's got long hair.
I think Jesus, like, I mean, I go to Quaker church. I think of the character of Jesus as
I guess, is it historical Jesus or is it
like the white Jesus? Yeah. I mean, I think of him as an angry guy.
Sure.
And
Interesting.
I think he's like inherently got like charisma, and so like there's that, but like he has that type of cool that you can't really like capitalize on. It's just inherently a lot of people are just drawn to him, but it's not like the people who print the T-shirts after he dies are the ones who like own like Soho cool and commodified cool, and like he can never have that. So like in his time, like he wouldn't be the person that like everybody. Well, like he was like the guy who had the followers and shit, but he's not like he wouldn't fit in a Bushwick club.
He did have followers.
Yeah,
he had a lot of clout.
Yeah.
So it'd
I
be
think-
country cool.
Yeah.
I think like historical Jesus, because he was like a cranky Jewish guy, would be a lot like Larry David.
Oh my God.
Oh, he'd be stuck in a lot of awkward
Yeah,
situations.
and he'd have like such good opinions about them that people would be like, "I'm going to form a religion around you."
I love him fucking up the market. Like that's my
Yeah.
favorite story because it's just such like a rage thing, you
Yeah.
know, and just like, yeah, I don't know, just it's just like a lot.
because he's like the lamb, but he can go off.
Yeah, yeah.
And he doesn't like when people cut in line.
Do you guys know how goats are like actually one of the most dangerous animals? Like I feel
No.
like because he's a dangerous lamb, he's like a mountain goat. Does that make sense? Is
No.
that tracking?
No, I don't.
Alex,
think
He
that's
is
at
the
all.
mountain goat.
That
He's like
makes
the
no
mountain.
sense.
He's like
He
John
is the son
Darnielle.
and he is the mountain goat. And he is the gift and he is the way.
Have you read this book, The Bible?
La Bible.
Oh my, mic drop on that one. Amber's put down the mic. Well,
Wait, I gotta take off my glasses to say this. Have you read that book, The Bible? Oh no, I'm gonna break my glasses. Wait, this is the worst way to take off.
that's what you get.
Was
this
it
is what
worth
you
it?
get for the disrespect you give me. Well, we got a lot of people
All right,
saying,
yeah.
hell yeah.
A Bond says, "Yeah, dude, obs. He wore sandals, gave no rips about anything, turned non-drugs into drugs, and struggled with grooming. A religion even formed around him.
Struggled
Imagine
with
Jeff
grooming?
Bridges. Okay, so the modern word grooming is different.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we all know grooming to, of course, mean tricking children into loving you.
Yeah, or when
But-
you date somebody who's 6 months older than you, like
Yes,
Jeremy.
like I am.
And then you marry them.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a thing? Is this like
My wife. My
That's what
wife
we talked about
is
last week.
6 months younger than me.
Oh, that's
so
disgusting.
It's
gross.
It's really fucked up.
Power dynamic.
But in the past, it meant washing yourself.
oh, yeah, for sure.
Remember that?
Oh, wow.
Anyway, this guy says, imagine Jeff Bridges in The Big Lebowski, but less fat, darker complexion, more mellow, doesn't bowl, and is still friends with Steve Buscemi and John Goodman.
Yeah, I like the Big Lebowski, but he's too fat. Can't really connect with the guy. All those white Russians are going right to his thighs.
What if the White Russians were made with whale milk?
Oh my God.
It'd be thick as toothpaste, Jeremy. It'd be thick as toothpaste.
Oh my God. Imagine him like it spills on his
It's never getting out of the
and
rug.
just like ropey chisholm all over his face.
Yeah, dude.
This guy Ed says no.
Yeah, he says
Because
not
he's
likely. He's
too
a thorn in the
truth-telling.
side of politicians and such.
This
Okay,
one
what do you wanna
has
read
great
next?
phrasing on it, and I would like to cover it if we can.
This one's from Studley in Discord.
It says, I committed the unforgivable sin. I am 12 years old. What should I do? I am hopeless.
Oh.
Wait, so what does this mean? Did he kill someone?
Well, he's committed the unforgivable
What's the unforgivable sin?
He
That
probably like stole some candy
There's
from a
the-
grocery store.
Just wanted to swim in his neighbor's pool. He thought they weren't home, but they just blended their truck.
What do I do?
The crime and misdemeanors of
I only have one leg.
Hopeless.
they all tie together.
Yeah.
Callbacks.
We all
is a
make
Harold.
mistakes. We all make mistakes.
Catholic alert. Way Mac says, "There's no sin that is unforgivable. Ask God for forgiveness for this sin you have committed."
Oh, church. Speak on it, Lay Mac.
Go off.
Yeah, that's big facts. And also dying to know what the sin is, but it's not what the question is. The question is, I am hopeless. What should I do?
Zomber says, listen, son, if you mean the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, what Jesus said in Matthew 12:31, it is not what you think in the first place. Because I am Catholic, we'll tell you our answer. The blasphemy against the Holy Spirit is not saying something bad about him or use his name in blasphemy. Don't get me wrong. It is a big sin, but it isn't unforgivable. The blasphemy that Jesus was talking about was those people who don't want to regret their sins and turn to God. It is like when an ill person doesn't want to take the medicine. God can forgive us if we allow him to do it.
Let me interrupt you. This is by Zombor Horvath.
Alex, can you read
Zombor?
Can you read his
I haven't seen
qualification?
Zombor in forever. Oh my gosh.
He knows French.
Remember you used to hang out with Ziffith?
Don't try to talk shit about Zombor in French because he knows everything you're saying. He knows all that shit you're talking.
Anyway,
People are saying you gotta pray and shit, and turn around. Also, pick your head up, young king.
Yeah.
Pick your head up for
Hey,
one.
brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, son.
I know you killed that village.
Okay,
that
so he
innocent
said
village.
what it was.
Oh.
He said it was blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
People hate that. No, that's by Nezuko-chan
I think
from
that's who asked the
Demon
question.
Slayer.
That's who asked the question.
Oh, Nezuko-chan said that?
Yeah, dude.
She's already half demon.
Look.
She can't go in sunlight.
What's happening to a 13-year-old that he's cursing God?
I don't know. I think being a demon is a sin against God.
Just
in
imagine a
its own way.
12-year-old being like, God freaking stinks.
No.
What have I done?
No.
Also,
I have a good one to end on here.
Okay.
This is back at Quilosophy, and I got excited.
Go for
and I
it, go
jumped
for
the
it.
Can you
gun.
hit the note? Can I hit one of them?
Yeah, please.
Please hit one of them.
Oh, it's not like
Some of them have delays.
There's a train.
That one's a trade. They will stack if you hit them.
That's enough.
This is terrible. This is the worst thing we've ever
That's
done.
enough.
I
this
think
is so much fun.
I think that I'm so
Wait,
sorry.
you can turn it on and off?
So it depends on the sound. The short ones loop. Everyone stop touching the board. This is why I'm the only one who touches the board.
What happens if I start like unplugging stuff?
Oh, that would be
chaos.
bad. Please don't do that.
I just threw the camera out the window.
Please don't do that.
I love chaos.
I would only blame Jeremy, but so this is gonna be. I think this is the last one of the day. This is from Controversial Chat, which is an interesting community.
His name.
Controversialchat.quora.com. The place where controversial opinion is welcomed.
And the question is, wouldn't it be weird
No.
if people tasted like ice cream? Whites could be vanilla, blacks chocolate, Latinos cinnamon, Asians lemon or caramel, and so on. Wow.
This is like someone watching South Park for the first time and being
what-
like, I've got a joke.
What rich racism?
I like that Asians are lemon or if that was offensive, caramel.
It's racism that's like very textured.
Yeah. This is
It's like the
definitely-
whale's milk thing again.
This is like a 14-year-old trying to write a stand-up joke. This is what this
Hey.
is, right?
Imagine if whites were vanilla.
What if people tasted like ice cream?
You have to put sprinkles on them.
I love like something I don't miss about open mics is like early, like if you're new to it, you figure out that it's easier to be provocative than to be
Yes.
good. So you either do really, really base puns or you do like the most offensive jokes and like stuff that's like not well structured, hard to follow the logic of, and also like offensive in a way that makes everybody tense up. And they're just like, what? Guess you guys are going to laugh at that. I'm like, yeah, it's very convenient. Yeah, it's very convenient.
Guess
to
everyone
laugh
here
at.
hates ice cream.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's not what it was.
Oh, everybody tense here? I don't know.
I am very
This mic
interested.
sucks. I just want to know if white people would be vanilla.
I am very interested in seeing what these questions are.
Oh, I love Quora so much. Someone saying, actually, they will all be chocolate. Chocolate colors correspond with human colors very well.
Are you actuallying what if races were ice cream? Is this the top thing?
Was that the time?
I mean, there are more kinds of chocolate than I knew about. I'll give them that. There's a lot of yummy kinds. There's one of them is called Black Sea.
Because
That's
it
gonna
actually
be
has one color, brown, with various shades depending on the amount of cocoa powder, analogous to the amount of brown melanin in human skin.
I don't
Shut the
think
fuck up.
chocolate is based on melanin.
What
I
are you,
think
the
that's like
name police?
By the way, I've been working on my thesis. on chocolate races.
Oh my God.
Come on now. Or this is from Michael D. Come on now. Aborigines would be caramel tasting ones, or maybe Native Americans. What if you wanted Neapolitan? Which is
I never wanted to see the face of people who use something online so badly. Because
You can see this guy. You can click on Michael D.
See, this is
Wait,
a bad
wait.
habit Jeremy has. He wants to zoom every account.
we don't-
also, every single one of these, I can't picture people using their phone. Like, I picture them like hempecking with their fingers.
Oh, this is with a typewriter. This
Yeah.
is classically written out and
So-
passed to a secretary.
He's like telling his daughter to write it out. He's like, all right, this is what you write. He's like, I don't know, Dad.
Tell him about Aborigines.
Now, hold on. Don't close this because I want to say Michael D. We don't have a photo of his face, unfortunately, but we can tell you that he lives in Minnesota, that he likes cats, loves the Blues, but jazz gives him a headache.
Is he white?
I've never heard that. I mean, we know he loves the Blues, but jazz gives him a headache.
He's lived in Minnesota his whole life.
His other questions include what's the best way to talk to a neighbor about their dog? I'm a cat lover. What are the chances of a dancer completely recovering from their injuries? So this is all over the place. We're not getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
I got this theory.
Go back
That
to the
last
ice
question
cream
made me think
question.
of a theory of like, I think like how we use the internet is like, there's only two types of knowledge. There's like fact knowledge and like just more like vague, just like experience knowledge. And like, we always use the internet. We think the internet can answer all of it, but it can only be good at the first thing. So like all the time we ask the internet is like, hey, how do you be a baker? You know, we ask them how to do a cake. It can tell you that. It can't tell you how to be a baker. And it'll
Right.
tell you like, if you got a crush on Sam, it'll tell you Sam's phone number or like social media, but it won't tell you why Sam doesn't love you. But like people just scream into the internet. It's like, so how do you get a girl to love you?
Love me.
Yeah.
Why don't Sam love me?
Well, have you tried? And then people give like the most obtuse, like weird, because they get to be on that position of like higher thing to answer a question that's unanswerable other than just the mileage of living. So they're just like, well, you know, maybe you can go up to her and like get to know her a lot better. And then it's just like thank you, Margaret from YZ.
This is the only answer here I'd like to highlight is by Tony Turtle that says Marmite sandwich anyone? And I
know,
don't
like
know
Paul
what that
writes-
means.
Paul, so the question was, what would it be like if people were like ice cream? I think Asian people would be like caramel. And this guy, Paul Wright, says chocolate tastes like shit unless sweetened with sugar. It's like, all right, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess sure.
That feels racist.
Don't be weird.
Yeah.
Vanilla, cinnamon, and lemon have a good taste without added sugar. Not weird, but an accurate metaphor for flavor and race.
And it's
what?
I don't.
Wow.
Okay,
Is that
so
the
it
most
was
racist
at
thing
the
I've
end.
ever heard?
It was racist because it was flavorful.
Hit the
his
racist
answer-
button.
I think
Hit the
he's
racist
saying-
button.
Yeah.
the- oh,
okay, yeah, saw that.
That's enough.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
This guy's answer is basically like, no, that's a very normal question, but I do want to say I dislike black people.
No, it's not weird, I guess, is the answer.
All right, well,
Okay, well,
that's Quora.
I
Should we,
like it.
do you want to ask a
I want
question?
to platform these people more often. Is there some kind of metaphor from menage a trois? Ha ha ha.
Tony Turtle.
Tony Turtle, you're so funny.
All right.
What, does he have pictures? Where's he from? What's his job?
He's an artist,
No, he's
and
not.
he's from Cotswolds, Gloucester.
It's Jeff Koons.
I
I could see Jeff Koons being that racist.
I think Quora's real big in the UK, is what we're
Yeah.
coming up with
Also,
week
like,
after week.
don't tell me if I said that wrong. I don't care.
Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire. I'm from Gloucestershire. I
Oh, have
studied
you
at
looked
Payne
up-
Tell me about
Global.
Hampton.
Oh, have you looked up with Tony Turtle? All right,
right,
that's
let's
enough.
ask a question.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Let's do it. Our question for the week. What's going to be the
Do you
topic?
have any questions?
Fucking fuck.
Will I ever get a chance to see my son again?
Okay. You know what? Do I too? There's anything, let's just make this about everybody.
Wait, what?
Will I get a chance to see my son again?
Yeah.
Don't say will Amber get a chance to see her son again. That's gonna be confusing.
No. Yeah, just like, will I get a chance to see my son ever again?
Will I get a chance to see my son?
Good. Cut it. Print it. All right. In the meantime, that's been the dang
Wait,
show.
should I get Amberfield, at America's
yeah.
Comic on TikTok, Amberfield essays
Follow
on
Amber.
YouTube video essays on just politics and stuff. And TikTok's awful and I hate it, but I get clout and I get bookings through tour guide stuff. So I'm yoked to it in a way I despise.
Sheesh. You also got to come to the Quarators live show August 5th at Caveat Theater and Lounge and Bar.
It's none of this. It's
And
just
the link is in the description. And if you don't come, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
Alex is gonna beat you up.
I'm gonna find you based on your Quora account.
All right.
That's all. That's the bottom line
right.
because Stone Cold said so.
No, that's not the that's enough.
That's
one.
a
the
moo. Stop hitting it. You're making it take longer. That's it.
Oh, I love
That's the
cows.
show.
Bye.